Hi, everybody. We are going to watch some videos and talk about 9/11 and what that is and why it's such an important date for America and I guess just people in general because it impacted like the whole world. Um, yeah, really good because airports shut down everywhere, but in general, everybody. So I'm going to show you some videos, and I kind of made the first part a little cheesy, but after that it gets very serious. So let me share my screen with you. I'm going to bring it over here so we can watch on this side. And okay, the first part, here's the cheesy part. We're going back in time. There's not supposed to be that crazy sound, but we're going back in time to September 11th, 2001. Oh, and that was made by this person. But there's that. Now we're going to watch a little news clip of what the morning was like on September 11th. Here we go.
This was aired on
Good morning, America. I'm Charles Gibson.
I'm Diane Swain. It's Tuesday, September 11th, 2001.
It is lunchtime in London, 5 a.m. in Los Angeles, and 8 a.m. here in New York, live from the CNN Financial News headquarters.
It is beautiful outside. Perfect September day with lots of sunshine. Oh, would you look at Washington, huh? I'm going outside today.
Other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet, but it's quiet. It's too quiet.
Yeah. This just in, you were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center.
La espera de mayores informaciones, saber qué fue lo que ocurrió, cómo fue que
Apparently, a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center in New York.
It does not appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
That looks like a second plane.
I didn't see a plane go in. That just exploded.
I just saw another plane coming in from the side.
You did. That was out.
Yeah, so that's the second explosion. You could see the plane come in just from the right-hand side of the screen. So this looks like it is some sort of a concerted effort to attack the World Trade Center that is underway.
Very quickly, there are more explosions further down the building.
This is so shocking, of course, to everybody watching.
I've never seen anything like it. It literally blew itself into World Trade Center.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
David, we're going to get control. President Bush is speaking.
Today, we've had an action.
We're going to get to that video next. But before we do that, we've brought in a couple people to talk about their experiences of 9/11 and what they heard and how they felt. And yeah, so I don't know who would like to go first. We're about 30 seconds-ish at the most for each person. But
I'll go first because I have to get back.
okay.
When 9/11 happened, it was my very, very first year teaching. And when I first heard about it and saw it, it was unbelievable. I could not believe that this was really happening. And so I was shocked and surprised. And then I was a little bit scared because I have family that lives over there. So it made it scary because I have family that actually worked in the towers, but luckily they did not go to work that day. So it was very scary and it made me feel a little bit worried for my family.
Thank you for sharing, Mrs. Blake.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day, boys and girls.
Any of you want to go?
Yeah, I was house sitting for my dad. He was out of town. He was in Hawaii, and I only could hear about it on the news when I went to driving to work. And I remember driving really fast, but really cautious because I wanted to get to where I could see something on TV because I needed to know what was happening in the world. Was it just in New York? It was really nerve-wracking. And all airplanes shut down, all air traffic shut down, and my dad was stranded in Hawaii for about a week because of everything. And it was really nervous with him trying to find a flight home too about what was happening in the world.
Thank you.
When I found out, I was getting ready for work and I turned on the TV to see what traffic was like, and I was watching the towers. I was in shock. I just remember sitting there. My mom and her husband were in Cozumel, so they got stuck there. which left my sister with my uncle for an extra week. It was just very surreal.
Well, this one's gonna show my age, like my face does already. But I was in 6th grade, and I know.
Thanks for that.
But before I went to school, my brother and I always watched the news. I don't know why, but every single channel that we went on, it was about the Twin Towers, and I had no idea what they were. So when you see this building, there's super tall buildings, I was like, oh man, maybe it's like a train station or something, because there's like 2 rails going. I had no idea what it was. But then we saw a plane flying into it. It was like, that's not a train. And so, I don't know, I saw the first tower fall, and my mom was already at work, so I called my mom. I was like, what's going on? I don't know what this is. And then we had to leave for school, and at school, the second tower fell. And I just remember hearing over the announcements like, hey, we're going to take a moment of silence. And I remember parents calling the school and picking up their kids because they were just terrified and they had no idea what was going on. So that was kind of my experience. But let's go back and continue and watch some videos and see what else happened that day. Oh, yes, and I will. This was the president at the time. It's George W. Bush, and so he's going to talk to, he's talking to America at this moment. Ooh, it's really quiet. Are we able to turn the sound up on like green? The computer one, like all the way up. Computer, yeah. Let's see, let's try again.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation.
We're going to stop there with his speech. We're not going to listen to all 4 minutes of that part. So let's see what's next. We'll do this part now. This part is they're reading all the names of the people that died. And just to mention, it wasn't just the Twin Towers that got attacked. The Pentagon, and there was a plane that was supposed to go to the White House, I believe, and it crashed in Maryland
because the passengers on board fought to save more mass destruction.
Yeah, so there was a lot more than just the Twin Towers, but that was a big part of it. So right now they are reading the names of the victims of everybody that died on 9/11 that was a part of the attack.
But it wasn't just the people in the planes or the buildings. We lost a lot of firemen and
That's true, yeah.
first responders.
So a lot of the first responders, there were people that were trying to save the people in the buildings and every place that got hit, the planes, yeah, with a lot of debris and whatnot. And so the buildings are still crumbling as firefighters and first responders are trying to get them out.
All the heroes that sacrificed their lives to help others.
Yeah, so let's watch and just reflect.
To my Aunt Lucille Teresa King, you were small, but you were mighty. You're in good company. We love you and miss you every day. We will never forget.
And my son, firefighter Frankie Esposito, and my nephew, Captain Michael Esposito. Forever in our hearts, we miss you daily. May God keep you safe.
And my cousin, Maria Teresa Concepcion Santoyan, and my godmother, Judy Hazel Santoyan Fernandez. We love you so much.
And my unforgettable cousin, Jude Elias Daffy. We love and miss you.
And my husband, Larry Bowman, to my husband's mother, Ruth Bennett. I don't know what it feels like to lose a son, but I definitely know what it feels like to lose a friend, a soulmate, and a lover. I love you, Larry.
And my uncle, Salvatore Picasso. Even though I was only 2 years old when you left us, I still remember playing in the ball pit with you. Augustine and I love you and miss you until we meet again.
So we're going to stop there because there's so many victims. But this next part is really important too. Typically on this day when we do announcements, we take a moment of silence. And so what that means is if you pray, you pray. If you reflect, you think about what happened in the past. And if you don't want to do any of that, you're quiet. You can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, but typically we don't make any noise during this time. And we'll do 30 seconds for this one instead of 15 from this morning. And something just to note, what's really cool in the past, every single time I've done a lesson like this, all of my students, no matter who, they've all been silent during this time. And it's kind of eerie that, not even noises, there's nothing. It's just silent for the full 30 seconds. So let's try it again now. Okay. Moment of silence can go as long as I don't remember how long they did in this video, but it can go as long as you need. So if you still want to reflect, go ahead. If you're done, then you can keep watching what we're doing, or you can pause the video since it's recorded. Okay. This next video shows what they did right after, or I don't know if it's right after or the just construction of the new towers that they built there, but I believe they showed the lights in honor of the Twin Towers. So let's see what they do. Yeah. See, there are the two lights right here. We'll go to a little bit darker times. So that's what they did right after kind of it happened, after they cleared the rubble away and everything. And then later on, they built another building. I don't think it was in the same place, but next.
It's near it.
Yeah, it's near. It's not in the same place. But this is when you ride the elevator at the new building. They show the development of what it was like 100 years ago, and then even on 9/11, I think. So let's take a ride on the new elevator. It's pretty neat.
I haven't been in Georgia when we went to Memorial 2 years ago. I took my kids to
That's
Memorial
neat.
and explained it to them.
It's really cool. So yeah, 1600s now. You can start to see buildings in the 1700s, 1800s.
The city of New York.
Yeah. 19. Yeah, you saw that. So let's go back. To the right is the Twin Towers, or one of them, and you can see it disappear at 2001. Here's the construction of the new building.
It took a long time to clear the debris and to start construction.
But that's all I have for you with.
Do you have a picture of the memorial?
I don't.
It took them many years to decide the best way to represent and honor those victims of that horrible day, because they wanted to give them tribute that was worthy of them and the sacrifices that were made and the deaths that the people that died.
So this is what they built in remembrance.
It's a beautiful memorial, and all around it has the names of every single person that passed away because of that day etched into it. Their names, every single person's name is there.
And so this is why we take. Now you know why it's called 9/11. And it's such an important day, and why we reflect on it. Because most of us who were alive during that time, you guys weren't. But now we're trying to teach you about it. So.
It's an important day in American history too. Never forget.
Yeah. So
That's how we honor those that have passed.
So thank you guys for joining, and feel free to talk to your parents about it if you want, or ask us. See you later.